Well, hello, my beautiful Virgo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-March right through to mid-April 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Virgo, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding their career and money situation? Can you please guide them and show them the way? What do they need to be aware of at this time? Can you please highlight what it is they're going through and what it is they're moving to at this time? Can you please illuminate the path? Thank you so much. The first card there we have is creativity. So this means you are in very creative state, birthing new ideas, really kind of established at what you do, shall we say. You're someone who has a lot of talent, a lot of knowledge. It tends to mean you can be very productive as well. So a busy time for you. I feel like you are going to be completely on it, locked onto a goal, but also I feel like you're erecting healthier boundaries and standards. Or I just get this energy, you're holding yourself and other people to higher standards in your industry. It's all about your craft, whatever it is that you do. So I feel like actually you are someone who is one of the best at what you do, because the Empress energy is a pretty high regarded card. It tends to mean that you're someone who is super talented, gifted. It means that, you know, anything you turn your hand to, you're naturally very good at it. But you may have established yourself in a position where you feel that it's hard to move forward into the next stage. And, you know, with that world energy, it can indicate that you're deciding to look for alternative opportunities where you can utilize your skill set and really grow and flourish in your industry, whatever it is that you're doing. I do feel that some of you are reaching for something that you feel has not presented itself as an opportunity just yet. But with that world card energy, it tells me that you will reach your goal. This is a highly productive period for you. And a lot of you, because the world card is there, you may be even thinking about migrating your business, or perhaps, you know, going overseas, maybe even having international links when it comes to your business, or having a wider, broader audience when it comes to whatever it is that you do. I mean, the world card can indicate that people around the world see your gifts and talents, especially if you're online or you're connected creatively to something that can be seen. You know, with the sun energy, some of you, if you're trying to be in like the public eye, for example, this is a very important period where you could actually get an opportunity that thrusts you into the limelight in some way. It really like increases your reputation. I mean, on a more kind of like grounded level, shall we say, this could be that you're being noticed in your industry and appreciated for your skill set. You know, this is a period of being kind of like recognized for all the effort and talent that you have. And if you feel like you're in a similar position that you have been in quite some time, I feel like, you know, things are about to shift for you there as well. Yeah, we've got the Devil card, we've got the Page of Swords, and we've got the Knight of Swords here as well. So I do see some changes in your finances. I see a small increase in your finances coming in for some of you. I also see there's this energy of, you know, being up for a promotion, but feeling perhaps the money isn't right. So some of you may decide to take yourself elsewhere for an opportunity if you feel the role is not right. So we'll tap into that in a moment, though, because not everybody is in a role where there can be a promotion. But I feel a lot of you are thinking about, the world, because the world card is there. So you could be looking at the fluctuations in the economy. You could be looking at your industry and how there is changes, that you have to be flexible. Some of you are thinking about second streams of income, or even where you feel like you belong in the world that can best utilize your finances for you and your family. Because of course the world card is a destination card. So it can be that you're basically finishing what you start this month as well. But a lot of you, it could be you looking further afield in the world to see if there are opportunities abroad, or perhaps some of you are even thinking about retiring. It can be that you are setting your goals in place in order to be financially secure in your 401k, to decide a certain time of when you want to retire, for example. I mean, it could also indicate a lot of you may be pooling some resources into your 401k this month, and you're going to make more of an impact to help it grow there as well. So I feel there's a lot going on with you right now, my beautiful Virgo. But let's start at the beginning, because the Empress energy, it highlights, and I'm just going to do that because, YouTube does not like certain images online, although you can't really see anything, but just in case, right? I'm just going to do that. The Empress energy, it's all about creativity. I feel like you are very productive. This is in your nature. You're naturally very gifted at whatever it is that you do. And I feel like you're working towards comfort in your role. I feel like you're wanting to flourish and thrive in a circumstance. This is about enjoying your job, but also making sure that you're erecting healthier boundaries so that your needs are met in the role itself. Now, a lot of you may be entrepreneurs, and if that's you, because this is a card of taking care of business, being your own boss. So I definitely see here that you are, with that Eight of Swords and the Devil card, I feel like you may be in a certain position where you feel either stuck in a plateau, like you've reached a certain financial level, or you've reached a certain level right now where you feel it's hard to move from this. But I feel following your passions, because the Devil card, it does not have to be a negative card. It can be that you're passionate for something, but with that Eight of Swords, it can indicate it's in your DNA to move up the ladder. It's literally time for you to, look at your options a little bit further afield, but you may feel that perhaps the job market is oversaturated for some of you, and you may feel that you need to bide your time in the position that you're in, especially if you're someone who is highly established in your role. You may be a certain age, for example, and you are kind of looking further afield and a little bit nervous about finding alternative opportunities, but it doesn't matter what age you are. I feel like you are going to find new opportunities if you want them. I do feel there's an opportunity here, especially if you've been interviewing. I feel there is something that you're going to be very curious about coming on in. Page of Swords is like a new path being forged, or an idea that you have that you don't perhaps know as much about, but I feel like you're naturally gifted, and anything you turn your hand to, you're going to be great at it. But you may be investigating or putting yourself on some sort of course of learning to find out more. And some of you with that Page of Swords, it could be digital. Swords are all about the mind, the ether, the connection to, the world at large. So it can be that you're utilizing or learning some sort of skill set that helps you get to grips with new technology or apps, or just make whatever it is that you do, your creative endeavors, more accessible to other people. This card can be knowledge. So it can be that you have a lot of knowledge, and you may be launching a business, because this is a card of entrepreneurship. It can be that you're running your own business, you're bossing up there, and you're deciding to utilize your knowledge because you have a wealth of knowledge with that card. You're someone who is very established at whatever it is that you're doing, but it can be that you're getting it digitally online, or you're starting or launching a new project that helps you either form a second stream of income, or perhaps, this could be a fresh new start. You may be even moving into a new arena, but migrating your skill set of everything that you've established yourself doing right now. And it can be that these skills that you learned here are going to inform this new role or this new industry for some of you. Now, if you've just come to this reading and you're currently out of work, because the Five of Cups it is in the resistance position, so that's really positive. So if you are currently like searching for a role and you feel that the job market has been challenging, I do feel there is a recovery here. I feel like you are going to get an opportunity that is right for you, something that is fairly paid is what I see, something that's connected to your goals, and actually one where you can really integrate. Okay, so if you're looking for a job in a company or in some sort of like arena that you've aspired to be in, I'm just getting for some of you, it could be connected to the beauty industry because we do have the Empress energy there as well. So, you know, please apply it to your situation. Not everybody's going to be working in the beauty industry, but because that is the starting card, it can indicate some of you, you know, are, going into that industry, or it could be that you are, if you're going for an interview, for example, it could be that you are like connecting to a beauty routine or maybe purchasing like some sort of interview outfit that really is like dressed to impress. I mean, I feel you've probably already got whatever it is that's going to impress already. So I feel, although they say clothes maketh the person, I would say that, not always the case. I feel it's more about your knowledge, and you have a wealth of knowledge and experience in whatever it is that you do. And even if it's a new sector, don't doubt yourself, because I feel there's an opportunity that is ripe for the picking. So if you're currently out of work and you've been feeling a bit bereft, or you've been feeling unmotivated, because I feel like you've been motivated, you've been taking a lot of action, putting resumes out there, but it can be that it's exhausting because, the Sun card is an energy card and it's in the resistance position. So if you're currently looking for work, I can feel this sort of like drain of energy, like you're just putting so much of yourself out there and it's really hard not to get a response. Some of you may have been met with like radio silence, or you may feel that, there's nothing out there that matches your skill set and the money that you're looking for. But this card in the resistance position actually is super positive. Okay, it means where you lack something, you're going to have an opportunity to gain it. So I would say for a lot of you, very fast-paced role coming on in if you're searching for one. Six of Pentacles is a fair amount of money. I feel not all of you, but some of you may actually even work in a charitable industry or work in a company where they do charitable events. It could be that they are a very famous brand or a very famous company for some of you, and they just give a lot of money to charity. If you're an entrepreneur, this could be that you're going to make a certain amount of money and, you're going to be able to give back in some way, because remember, finances are an exchange of energy. So it could be that you may be able to make a charitable donation during this period as well that, helps people there. But if you're currently looking for a job, I would say, nice money coming in. It's a steady amount of money that I feel will fluctuate over time, and there is an increase there as well. So for some of you with that Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, I feel, you could go up for 2 interviews, but with the Five of Cups there, one of them you either turn it down because it's not right for you, it's not a right fit. Or for some of you, it could be that, you get disappointed that one role perhaps, says, you're awesome, but we've got another candidate lined up there. Because I feel there could be a role that you're going for or reaching for that actually it's already filled in-house, but they have to like put it out there legally to the world, but it just feels like it's already filled. Intuitively, I feel like you'll know what this role is, but I feel it actually works in your favor because you're getting something that's better or has better status and better money attached to it. So it feels like the second opportunity that's right for you is coming on in. And, I feel it helps you reach your goal is what I'm seeing there. But also I see that there's a lot of success. It's like you move and grow through this role. It's not like something that you're stuck in forever. It feels like there's an opportunity to expand your reach in this role. So I'll leave that there with a lot of love and respect. For everyone else, I'm just getting this energy of like a highly productive time. You're being organized, but open to more prosperity. You're building a life of comfort. Okay. I mean, if you're already in a role and you're deciding that actually you love what you do, you're established in it, of course there's some pressure. Eight of Swords is also an indication that some of you may need to be a little bit mindful of eye strain. Okay, so take some good quality time away from your computer or screen if you do work with one. But also, this could be that right now you've been feeling that the industry is like grinding to a halt, or you're worried about your industry, for example. I do see in the future, for the majority of you, especially in the next 6 weeks, I feel like money will fluctuate, but you could actually save a little bit more money than you were expecting. But also, I feel there could be an opportunity for an increase in finances. Now, this could be in alignment with inflation, because Six of Pentacles in the World card can be that, there is an increase based on an economic fluctuation, that is implemented around your country or your world energy. Everyone has their own like world sphere, so it doesn't have to be something that is connected to the whole wide world. Inflation in one country doesn't mean there's going to be inflation in the other, so please take it as it resonates. But it could be that there's a small increase in finances there for you, because Six of Pentacles, it indicates that there is a slight raise. So I just want you to be aware of that. But we do have the Eight of Swords here. Now, the Eight of Swords is a very important card because it can indicate that you've hit a plateau in whatever it is that you do. For some of you, this could be a creative block that you will release yourself from, because I feel there's an energy of release, getting curious about something that you are passionate about, and it can be that this stuck period is coming to an end. But the Eight of Swords there, this is a card that basically can indicate that you're about to turn a page, shall we say, that is positive, but you need to be like super honest with yourself. And, this could be like prioritizing projects. If you feel overwhelmed, you have a lot on your plate, you have a lot on your mind right now, and you feel that you're at capacity, that the pressure is on, because the Devil card can be like a measure of pressure. And Eight of Swords is connected to the mind. So it can be that, you have a lot to think about right now and the pressure is on. Things may be time sensitive, or it may feel like there's always something to do. It's like never ending right now in your career. And it just feels like it's a lot that you are at capacity there. But I do see that there's some really great payoffs coming on in. So it will be rewarding, eventually, but I didn't choose the cards for you, my beautiful Virgo. This is the protagonist energy, so I feel a lot of you under pressure. I feel with that Eight of Swords energy that you are really quick thinking when it comes to your mind and ideas. And I'm actually seeing a Rubik's Cube right now in the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing a reading. So this can indicate that some of you are trying to problem solve something or think about something. I mean, the Devil card, for some of you, this can indicate that, you're just someone who loves your job and you just want to do it to the best of your ability. You want to create a life of comfort for you and your family, especially if you have children, but you may be working in a very toxic environment, and you may be feeling like, well, come on, everyone, we're all working towards a common goal. We just want to get paid. We just want to have like an industry where we can grow and thrive. And why does it have to be so hard? Why do some people have to sabotage an energy? Or why does it have to be that people are like obsessed with criticizing? Because I just get this energy of criticism as well. So some of you, there could be a person in your industry, or if you're an entrepreneur, for example, it could be a client who is extra pressurized recently, and it just feels like they're extra critical, or they say something that's out of turn. Because I really feel that this person, it's like they're not usually like this. Now, this does not excuse a person's behavior. I feel some of you could be calling someone out in the next coming weeks about something and saying, hey, respect. Most important, respect. Because I feel, you bring your A game, so it's important that they realize that they should honor that, but also they should be professional and hold themselves to account as well. That's something that's coming through. Now, the Devil card can indicate, anxiety, or, it can also be obsessed energy. So it could be that you're obsessed about something, or there's something on your mind right now. For some of you, it can be that the industry is changing, whatever industry it is that you're in. And this part is not going to resonate with all of you, but I want you to be aware of it. For some of you, it could be that you're obsessing about when to retire, or obsessing about the economy, and it's making you feel like nervous about your 401k, or it's making you feel that, you are in an industry, perhaps, especially with the Page of Swords, where new people are coming in, perhaps younger people who feel like they know it all. They're kind of like pushing people around or dismissing the amount of knowledge you have. And it's like, I see that if you're dealing with a person like that who, they're really cocksure, they're coming in, they think they've got it all going on, you're going to teach them a lesson. I feel like you don't set out to teach this person a lesson, but I feel the opportunity arises for you to kind of like step in where they are either making a mistake or they're just not capable of managing the pressure. I feel you have all the knowledge, you have the wealth of experience and creativity, and they do not. And you're just going to highlight by helping them. It feels like you're like, allow me, I'll just, step in and just, show you how it's done, or, you rise to the challenge. And this really knocks them down a peg or two without denting their ego, because it's very important. If you have to work with people, it's creative alliances, right? So I feel this person, they're stepping out on the wrong foot, but also I feel like, you're someone who's old school, you've got the talent, you don't need to scream about your talent, you're just allowing your work ethic to speak for itself. But I just feel like you may call someone out by the way that you help them and show them the way. It's like you're illuminating the way to this person. Like, this is how it's done, okay? Yep, you're inexperienced, it's fine, but, I'll show you how it's done. And it kind of highlights this person that you know your stuff. And actually, they should just learn from you, okay? So that's coming out there. Now, of course, my guides won't let me finish from the Eight of Swords. So I feel here, this is about you like freeing yourself up from an experience where you feel perhaps you're not getting what you truly deserve in a situation. Because I'm just looking at these cards here, and it's like, you've got the Empress energy, but we've also got the Six of Pentacles. So some of you could be looking at reciprocity like a fair pay grade. So, I mean, for some of you, there may be something, especially if you work in a company, where there is some sort of fairer pay system coming in. Maybe something that's documented or talked about. I feel there may be an appraisal that is coming in for some of you where you're part of a meeting with someone who's in a position of authority to say, okay, we have been reassessing some of the pay grades, and we're just making sure that there is an integration of payments where people who are doing similar jobs, there's no pay discrepancy. Sometimes when a person is doing like the same job as you and they're getting paid way more money and you're like, hang on a minute, how did that happen? I feel there could be like a fairer pay system coming in. Now that's something that's really unusual and pretty much not heard of much, but that's something that's coming in right now. So perhaps this is something someone's going to experience out there. So I have to honor that. But I do also get this energy of a lot of you thinking, it is hard right now. It's hard to keep like moving forward, but I feel like you are following your passions. The Devil card is not an evil card. It actually means that, you're passionate about what you do and you care so much. So this can lead sometimes, if I can organize the cards in a effective way, it can lead to perfectionism, and sometimes perfectionism can keep us stuck. You can create something that is really awesome, but if you're criticizing it yourself, that can lead you to sit on it for a little while. So I feel a lot of you could be launching something. Maybe you're becoming an entrepreneur, maybe you are creating a piece of art or creating something that people want. And, there is a level of perfectionism here that you're addressing in your work. No matter whatever it is that you do, it feels your attention to detail is wonderful, but sometimes it can like delay you launching something or reaching for something. Okay, so that's coming through. And I feel the universe is going to balance things out for you where it highlights that actually what you've created so far is really awesome. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess it. Launch it. Go for it. Because I feel there's a lot more money on the other side. So if you're launching a new endeavor or, you're becoming your own boss, being more independent in some way, or even if you are already an independent worker or someone who has their own business or is a freelancer, for example, and you're worried about, the next part of your journey, I feel like you could be creating something or reaching for something that is actually going to be very successful. You're in the spotlight for some sort of recognition, reward, or opportunity that sees you really shine in an industry that's really competitive. That's what I'm seeing here. And where you felt low energy or completely drained, a lot of you, you're doing something that's mentally taxing. I mean, for some of you with that World card energy, it could be like the end of year accounts, okay? Or perhaps you are having this flurry of activity right now because you're tying up loose ends on projects, because you're taking a vacation, and it just feels like you're exhausted and you just need a rest. So I feel a lot of you could be in that right now, but I see generally whatever it is that you're doing, you're working towards a successful accomplishment, and there will be something to celebrate. I mean, this card can literally mean that you're reaching for something where you will flourish and grow in your industry, where you will be nurtured for whatever it is that you do, and that your talents will be valued. And I feel this is something that's really important to you. So I do see your reputation increasing and people really honoring the fact that, you're someone who sees things that other people don't see. You do pay a lot of attention to detail, and you can feel when the market is changing. So I feel like you adapt, or you are someone who is intuitive in those changes. And I keep being shown this Rubik's Cube. So it could be that, either you're problem solving or you're making some moves right now that seem really complex, especially if you're trying to migrate your business. Some of you could be, trying to be more nomadic or go overseas. It could be there's a structure. Maybe it's some sort of move there, and it feels like everything's going to come together. For some of you, it could be the logistics of you launching something or moving into the next pay grade in some way. And there's a set of moves that need to occur before you can do that. So it feels like, steps. So I just feel like the path is being made clear for you to accomplish and reach your destination, because the World card means you'll reach your goal. And let's bring it back to a more kind of like general level, because I feel a lot of you, administrative tasks, filing, finishing projects, anything you start, you're going to finish. I feel if you've got projects on the go, they could be finalized. Some of you are looking at like permits or maybe even expiry dates on documents, end terms on things. You may even be like looking at different service providers in order to make sure that your business or how you conduct business is running smoothly there. I mean, you could be taking a stock take as well on whatever it is, or an inventory on your career in order to see how long you want to be in a position before you either move into the next stage or, retire, because the World card can be like the end of a working journey. For some of you, of course, with the Empress energy, you may be pregnant. So it could be that you're coming up to maternity leave. And, I feel this is about training someone who, will step into your role while you are on maternity leave. I feel this can be a little bit of a challenging time because, of course, you're stuck having to train this person, but at the same time, do whatever it is that you do and keep it consistently moving forward. So I feel, when the moment is right, you can kick back and relax, and you're doing a great job training this person. If you want to return to the role, I feel like they will kind of like hold the fort, as it were, for you, but then step down, of course, when you return. If you decide to return, that's your prerogative. But I feel with this Five of Cups, it will go into the upright eventually. It's in the reverse at the moment, so that means an opportunity that is ripe for the picking, but also it may come at a cost of letting something else go. So if you're an entrepreneur, for example, you could be like seeing a client or a customer kind of leave. They may be moving, they may be going to a different neighborhood, or they may be just, not really utilizing your services as much as they need to. And they may tell you, I'm winding things down, and, it may cause you a little bit of worry or anxiety, but the universe is sending you like something better, or a client who spends more money or like invests in your business more. It just feels like Five of Cups is like looking at three cups that are unfulfilling, or something that you've already experienced and it's just ticking over, and you're like, okay, how do I expand on that? But you cannot see that an opportunity or a proposal is in the works. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, you'll know that the Five of Cups is a figure like looking down at three cups and lamenting these cups, kind of going, okay, and they're kind of spilt on the floor. So it can be that you've been there, done that, and you're drained because you've been working so hard, and you're now like, well, what next? For some of you, you could have experienced a disappointment in your working environment, and you're like, well, where do I go from here? But the universe is ushering 2 cups in. There's always 2 cups behind the figure. That figure has not discovered those opportunities just yet, but they are there. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not going to be delivered for you. And that 6 of Pentacles literally means a nice surprise that is unexpected from the universe. It could be a financial surprise. Generosity is being given here for you. And it's like sometimes in order to reach for what we really want, what the real goal is, where you'll truly be happy in your industry, sometimes we got to let go of something that perhaps isn't working, or that we've lost that loving feeling for. Some of you may feel disenchanted with a role and feel like you've done everything you can with it right now, and it's time to expand on that. So it's like you taking ownership to follow your heart and do something that brings you joy, and you're just logistically getting everything in order. 8 of Swords can be that you're taking a review period to see something that you haven't previously seen, and intuitively you're making some sort of decision, and you're getting all the facts. Sometimes the universe sends us a pause so we can reflect and get clear on the next steps. A pause is never wasted. It is so important. It doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means that the universe says, okay, it's time to reflect on everything that has occurred so far, and what you do with that knowledge is up to you next. But I see, some sort of proposal or opportunity coming on in here for you that will reveal itself very, very shortly, and it's a success, and it's a nice surprise with nice money there as well. Now we do have that Page of Swords. I do get a very strong energy from this card that highlights something that you have been thinking about but not really curious to follow up on. It suddenly becomes a real interesting prospect. So I feel there's a lot of like investigation here, an idea, a new idea. I mean, for some of you, it could be second streams of income, or it could be that, you've done something and you've made it your own, and yeah, it's happening, but you're a little bit like bored of it, or you want to challenge yourself in a different way. So you could be setting something else up. Page of Swords is something new, a new idea, or new prospect. It's almost like you haven't even scratched the surface on how lucrative or exciting this could be for some of you. Now, taking all that into account, we've got the Empress energy, which means you have a wealth of knowledge, and some of you are utilizing a very digital age that we're in right now. So it could be that you're utilizing like a new computer software program, an app, or you're documenting your journey, maybe even creating a handbook or a course of learning or something that can help others reach the level that you are at. So it's like you could be helping people who perhaps are struggling right now to reach something that you have accomplished, and therefore there's a financial exchange there. So in being of service to other people by bestowing your knowledge, or maybe even setting up a course of learning that people can download, or a book that people can purchase, something that once you've created it, something that you're doing that you're passionate about, but it feels like you're in the same position because it feels like you have to put a lot of detail into this. And, there's always going to be a period when you're doing something where it feels like you're in the middle of it and you can't see the progress. It's almost like you're immobile. You're in the same position. Like, for example, writers, okay? They're going to be at their desk with either their computer or their typewriter, depending on how they do things, or maybe old-fashioned pen. But, however they're writing, they're stationary. There's going to be a period of time that they give to that like document, that book, which will, when they publish it, be like this big financial reward. There's going to be some sort of publishing event. There's going to be this global energy where people can download it or purchase it, or, but when you're creating it, it feels like you're stationary. It doesn't feel like there's like money coming on in. It doesn't feel like much is moving. But as soon as it's accomplished, as soon as it's done, and you get it out there and reveal it or put it online, then suddenly there's a flurry of activity and it becomes passive income. Okay, so it's something that will just take care of itself, but you put all that energy into it now so that it can become something that will be beneficial further on down the line. A lot of you may be brainstorming ways to connect to something like this at this time. And I feel it starts with you and your talent and what you're naturally good at, okay? Pages also bring news. And I feel that this is a card that indicates some sort of news that you'll be curious about, indicates you have to let go of either a position or an opportunity or even like an approach in order to have something more rewarding. So I feel there's a lot of you like looking at what's working, what's not working, and embracing more of what's working, but also letting go of something that you feel, okay, that's run its course, and now I'm on to the next. Whether you're completing a task or a project, or you're actually just saying, right, I've got that up and running, it's going to take care of itself, and now I'm on to the next thing. I just feel like you're in that mode over the next coming weeks, and it's actually going to be very rewarding for you as well. This is you hitting your target and feeling this sense of pride that you did it, but also I get a sense that an opportunity is being offered. Because the Five of Cups is there, it can indicate something that you love. It could be a proposal, a contract, a deal for some of you, or a client. Especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're creative, it could be a creative alliance that you're forming with someone, but it may come at the end of another project. You know, you're sad to see like the closing of like a project, but you're on to the next. I feel with this World card energy, it's a great deal, whatever is coming in. So this could be you closing down a deal and starting something new and fresh, because this is the end of a cycle to start something new. So I feel like you're building something that is going to be truly monumental for your career. It's like you're building your legacy, what you're known for. It's all about your craft. You really do care about what you do and what you like stand for. And I feel this is something that basically is evident. You know, you've got the Empress energy here and the integration, and this feminine energy is like you're open to more, you're open to expanding. So I feel there is prosperity here. I feel like you're completely in alignment. You're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet this opportunity. And I feel there's this sense of feeling lighter, that all the things that you had in motion, you're getting them done, and you're just like feeling super proud of yourself. Some of you are actually like moving your schedule around as well, or like working efficiently in order to get more time for you. I mean, looking at these cards, it can be that you're investing in something which makes you feel like you have to do overtime or work extra hard. There's a bit of pressure now, but at the end of it, it just feels like a release. It just feels like success and reward, and you're lighter because of it. Okay, so I would say with that World energy integration, it's like you're pooling all your resources and all your talents. And I mean, if you think about the Rubik's Cube, there are different compartments, but when you like fit them together, they create a whole. So it can be that, you know, you are looking at all the different aspects of your career and your tasks and responsibilities, and it's like they're all coming together. Everything that may have felt a little bit clunky at first, that didn't seem to be slotting into place, is now starting to look more like it is coming together and working for you there as well. Now, the Six of Pentacles is an opportunity that is going to be a surprise. It's often like a financial surprise. The universe is exhibiting its generosity and reminding you that the world is full of pleasant surprises. I mean, recently we can all see that the world has been very chaotic, but I do see if we zoom into your career sector and your finances, there is going to be a little bit of extra money there for you as well. For some of you, this could be, as I said, a small increase in alignment with inflation, but for some of you it can be a bonus as well. So it's like you've done a job well done. I mean, if you work in services, for example, it can be that, you know, you get a really nice tip from a rich benefactor, for example. Or if you with that Six of Pentacles, it can be that you're moving money around and basically pooling your resources with some really great financial advice into something that will help increase your finances, like finding financial institutions that will give you a good return on investing your money in it, for example. I don't know anything about that, so please, get good advice regarding that before you action anything like that there as well. But Six of Pentacles, this also indicates that, you're on top of your financial goals and that money is in a healthy state of flow. So when money comes in, of course, you're paying bills, so it's going out as well. So it can be that it's coming in and out of your account, and that's the way money should be. But also, you may be able to save a little bit of finances for, a rainy day, but I don't see any rainy days. I see more of it being invested in something like your 401k or in some sort of savings plan where, you know, you may dip into later on to purchase something that you've had on your mind. So something like that there coming through. Now we do have the Knight of Swords. Some of you may be changing the way that you work. As I mentioned, like in terms of a schedule, I do see at the end of the 6-week period that I'm reading for, it's going to be a flurry of activity, very fast pace. And I feel like you are completely like on it. If you've got anything time sensitive, I feel like, you know, you are someone who's ready for that, and your expertise is going to help you like deal with that flurry of activity as well. But also this is a card to broaden your perspective or your horizons. So you may be looking further afield, putting the resume out there for some of you. But I feel this is about you battling away with a challenging environment and making great decisions. You have an incredible mind. So I definitely see that you're confronting something head on. I mean, the Page of Swords, the only thing I'm getting here is someone who is not well knowledgeable about something, or someone who is inexperienced is trying to like power play, okay? But actually, I just feel like you teach them a lesson by not really teaching a lesson, but just showing your work ethic and your expertise. So that's the only kind of like negative thing I can feel here. I mean, if you're up for something like an interview or, you know, an opportunity, I feel, as I mentioned, there's two, and it's like you could have to turn one down, or one, you know, I feel it could be like filled in-house and it's a disappointment, but the universe is saying it's because there's an alternative opportunity that's way better for you with better money there as well. I mean, the Knight of Swords is always ready for action. You know, when you think about something, you action it, and it means that you're taking charge of your destiny. Something creative is being formed here to help you reach for more prosperity and more comfort in life. And I definitely sense that you are making an impact and an effort to transform your circumstances. But I do see that because swords are of the ether, you could utilize some sort of new system that helps you kind of like be more efficient at what you do, whether it's a new filing system, whether it is like new technology. It just feels like there is going to be something that benefits you as well there. For some of you, there may be some sort of like person from overseas coming to visit your branch if you have like an international company, for example. A lot of you, if you are an entrepreneur, I feel this is about expanding your international reach or being seen, like having a glow up when it comes to, you know, you being an entrepreneur or an influencer, for example. And there could be like second streams of income or more money that comes in with that. But some of you could be in a flurry of activity, as I mentioned, because someone from overseas is coming, someone who's important is coming over, and you actually make an impression on this person. And I'm being given a song right now before I get the rest of your cards. It's quite a famous song. It actually has come out in a reading before. Maybe not for your sign, but it's definitely come out a couple of years ago. So let me just tap into that. I've got fire in my soul, rise up like glitter and gold. Okay, so that would really connect to this song. It's like you're rising up, you're reaching for something. I mean, it's like you're going for gold, okay? So I feel that you're in a great position to reach that goal, because the World card tells me that, you know, you're definitely reaching something. And I mentioned as well earlier about eye health, okay? Because this is another card that has like an eye on it. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Very interesting. I mean, this is like the all-seeing eye, of course. So some of you may feel micromanaged, or you may feel that someone is watching. I mean, sometimes the Page of Swords can actually be a spy, or it can be someone who is like being very vigilant, who's sent to watch. So I would just be a little bit mindful that, you know, there could be someone in the working environment, especially if you work for a company. It could be that someone is keeping an eye on what everybody's up to, and there's like opportunities coming in to have a promotion or a raise or, you know, expand in the company, and people are just like doing appraisals or just keeping their eye on people right now. And there could be some restructures going on behind the scenes, but it feels very much like one person is documenting this, and you may intuitively know who this person is already. For some of you, you know, there may be like a company audit, for example, or it can be that you're just keeping an eye on the way you run your business and that you are intuitively having new creative ideas there. I mean, this card, it says divine vision. So it says, get out of your own way. Oh my gosh, my beautiful Virgo. Maybe that's the perfectionism aspect. For some of you, not all of you, of course. We're all different, but that's something that's coming out with those cards. It says, discard your projected outcomes and allow yourself to see beyond. Positive focus, look a little bit deeper. Okay, so if you've been feeling that things have been challenging recently, I feel things are about to turn for the better, but perhaps there's something that you have not been seeing that you suddenly lock on to or identify, and it just like gives you a breakthrough on something. Definitely connected to your creative vision, which I feel will become a reality because you've got so many positive cards at the end here. We've got rebuilding. Okay, and it says here, reevaluate your position and adjust to thrive in your new circumstances. Focus on what you can control. Reinvent, revise, fixing. Okay, so if you have been feeling a bit stuck or you've been looking for a missing ingredient in your career, I feel this is, you know, a period of pause to reflect and reevaluate, but also to rebuild. Something that you are building, as I said, is going to be like a long-lasting legacy, but also it's very prosperous. I feel everything is going to come together, but sometimes we need to take that pause to really reflect. And you got the Eight of Swords and the Devil card at the beginning. So this is a period of seeing something that perhaps has been worrying you or has been like extra pressure and it doesn't need to be. Is there an alternative way? I feel like you will identify it. Now we also have a fresh start. Okay, this new chapter will require you to take a leap of faith in the process, which is in front of you. New beginning, new possibilities. So maybe a new approach. Doesn't always have to be that you're leaving a position behind. Some of you will be, of course, in order to, you know, get this new endeavor that you're curious about. If you're doing second streams of income, I actually see some of you doing like a steady stream of income, but also launching something that's new that will take off. You know, it'll be sort of steady to start, but then it will really take off, and it may actually become your main squeeze role. Okay, we've also got creative forces, and that's the card that you're starting with there with that Empress energy. It says your creativity is endless. The creative power you hold within you is far greater than you realize. Artist, inspiration, innovation, and that's what you're all connected to at this time. No matter what you do, this is a period of innovation, expanding on opportunities, following your passion, and really tapping into your creative flair. So I'm just going to go and get some extra cards for you. I feel like the money will flow from there. Okay, so that's something if you're worrying about that. Your final cards, we've got bloom with ease. Life does not have to be hard. I mean, we all know it is, but you know, sometimes you can catch a break. And I feel with that Six of Pentacles, the universe is going to send you a lifeline to catch a break that is going to be so rewarding. And I do feel like you will celebrate that. But it says here, bloom with ease. And I did feel at the beginning, I mentioned that, you know, you just want to blossom in your career and you're going to be given an opportunity to do that, but also financially blossom as well. It says life does not need to be hard, so relax and don't worry. It's okay to rest now. So if you're contemplating a break or even a staycation, I definitely see that you will get a higher perspective. I'm being shown an eagle right now. This may also be a sign or a logo for you that things are going to get better. But eagles, they tend to be locked onto a goal, that creative vision, and then they swoop down and they grab the opportunity, which I feel like you will, because I'm being given right now, seize the day, carpe diem. Feel an opportunity is coming for you, but you're ready. You're ready to grab this opportunity with both hands. Now we've also got protection. Okay, umbrellas represent protection through challenging times or stormy weather, shall we say. And it says here, shield yourself from loss and save for rainy days. Expenses are covered. So I do feel like you are being protected and directed. A lot of you feel this sense with the world as it is to protect your finances or make sure you protect everything that you've worked for. I mean, you don't have the Emperor energy here, but you do have the Empress, which means, you know, you don't want to like spend your life worrying about things. You do want to open yourself up and not like crush the energy, but at the same time, you know, you're looking at where you house your finances. You may be looking at your 401ks. You're looking at your financial future and protecting what you have created so far and building upon it is what I see as well. Also, some of you may enter into some sort of working environment where your expenses are literally covered, okay? Or there could be some conversation about incentives or expenses being covered, especially if you're being asked to travel for work. That could be something that's written into a deal. For some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you are actually actioning some sort of expenses that you've inputted into your industry and now you're like claiming for expenses. And finally, we've got many talents, which I definitely see that you have. You have so many creative cards. It says you have a lot of skills to discover and use for good. Don't sell yourself short. And there's definitely a sense of reciprocity here, making sure that you get a good financial deal, because some of you feel like you've hit a plateau or a glass ceiling in an environment where you feel you want to grow, but if there's no opportunities, it means you're at like a dead-end position. So you could be opening yourself up to new opportunities. I do see a fresh start here for you, and you will reach your goal there. And you'll move into a role, if you're looking, of course, where, you know, very fast-paced, you can utilize your skill set, but also you're seen as a gift. You are appreciated and recognized for your talents. So that portal of opportunity is also opening up there for you as well. And the money will move up accordingly. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, we've only got one rune there. Interesting. Okay, this is a rune that indicates that you are going to reach the top of your mountain. Things have been challenging, but I feel like you're conquering something that was challenging there. I feel like there is like a plateau energy here where it's like you've been strong enough to get to this position and now you're being rewarded. Also, I feel, you know, there's a digital energy connected to this rune too, but I feel there's divine intervention where something is being offered to you to expand your reach in your industry so that you can flourish and thrive. But also, you know, this is the strength energy. It means that you're someone who has a lot of knowledge, and right now, you know, you're at capacity. There's a lot of pressure. Most importantly is you build healthy practices in your working environment, erect healthier boundaries, and manage stress levels, because I do see that, you know, you have the protection card there as well as the devil card. So I would just say that's a lot of pressure, and it's time to make sure that, you know, you find a way to work in a more healthier working environment that is conducive to you flourishing creatively. You know, if we work in an environment where people criticize or tell us that we're not good enough or don't give opportunities to thrive, suddenly we can feel really stagnant and stuck and just like second guessing everything. And with those two cards, Eight of Swords and the Devil card, some of you may be going through that right now, but I can see a breakthrough here for you, and it's going to be a very lucrative one long term. A lot of success here in your future too. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Virgo. I hope something resonates for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Virgo, and love and light.